All right, let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Bennett Barclay. I write fantasy and science fiction, and on this channel I talk a lot about anything fantasy, sci-fi, or writing related. But in a horrific oversight, I've never actually talked about my book here on the channel. I've given updates about the books I'm writing. I've got a blog post on my website that outlines the series that I'm working on, but I've never actually gone into detail about The Huntsman's War, the first book in the series and the one I'm most actively working on. So today I just wanted to sit down with you and talk about my book and what you can expect from it, and hopefully you'll find something in there that'll intrigue you about it. Now, if you're concerned, oh god, this is going to be just some other author just rambling on about his own book and how freaking brilliant he is, don't worry. Yes, I'm going to do that, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to give you an elevator pitch, and I'm going to give you a perfect stepping off point. So if all you want is to just hear the basic premise of the book and then leave, that's totally fine. You're 100% free to do that. I'm going to give you the elevator pitch right now. The Huntsman's War is the story of a monster hunter who is pulled into the middle of a war he was never supposed to be a part of, and has to make a choice between obeying the word of his god or following what his conscience knows to be right. This is a story of morality and loyalty, a story about the relationship between man and the divine, and the imperative of your own inner moral compass. Essentially, if you crossed The Witcher with the Wheel of Time, that's kind of what this story is. Alright, that's it. That's the elevator pitch. If you would like to step away now, please feel free to do so. I wouldn't blame you one bit. But if something in that elevator pitch intrigued you, stick around, because we're going to dive into this story just a little bit more here soon and explore what's going on here and why I'm excited to tell this story. The Huntsman's War primarily takes place on the nation of Asalka. This is a late medieval, early Renaissance style fantasy setting where humanity has carved out a niche for itself, a bastion of civilization against the harsh and unforgiving wilderness. This is a land where humanity is constantly under threat, where the wilderness in fact pushes back against the encroachment of humanity. And in the shadows of the wilderness, in the darkness of the night, humanity is hunted by inhuman monsters, ancient primordial beasts that stalk the fringes of civilization and hate humanity with a mindless passion. To combat this monstrous threat, Asalka has developed these organizations called hunts, specialized monster hunters who work to preserve and protect the fringes of human civilization, especially in the rural and agricultural areas where humanity is at its most vulnerable. These hunts are comprised of specialized trackers and warriors who employ a pack of hounds to locate and pursue these beasts in the wilderness, driving them hard and eventually bringing them to bay so that they can be dealt with and no longer pose a threat to the people under the hunt's protection. Of the various huntsmen employed across Asalka in the present day, by far the most famous one is Gregon Hadshaw, the main character of the Huntsman's War. Once a soldier who spent his youth fighting to defend and protect his land and his gods, Gregon thought he had left the war behind him 20 years ago. But now the war is back, and it has pulled him straight into its heart. Finding himself in a position he never wanted to be in, Gregon is given a command by his divine master, a command that rubs against his very moral fiber and grates against who he is as a human being. Gregon will have to make a choice, and the outcome of his decision will change the fate of Asalka forever. So that's the basic premise behind the Huntsman's War, but now I want to talk about why I'm really excited to write this story. So I've done a lot of research into different kinds of hunting and dog work and working with hounds. And I wanted to tell a story that took sort of the old monster hunting tropes and reframed them in a slightly different way. I wanted to tell a story that just had a different flavor of monster hunter. And then I wanted to take that character and put him into the crux of a situation that he shouldn't be in, to put him at the center of a fulcrum point that was going to hurt him and to challenge him on a really fundamental level. And I think I've done that here with Gregon and the Huntsman's War. Gregon is a deeply flawed character. I would argue that Gregon's not a good person. I don't think I would like him if I met him in real life. But he has found himself in a situation that forces him to come to terms with who he is as a person, and it will have an outcome that nobody expects, not even him, least of all him. This story also gives me a chance to play around with and explore certain thematic elements that are really appealing to me. I wanted to really explore man's relationship with God and the relationship between the divine and the mundane. I want to examine authority, its responsibilities and its abuses, and the obligations of the people in authority and the people who are ruled underneath that authority. I wanted to also take a look at the nature of heroism and what it is, what it really looks like, and the struggle we have to find it within ourselves. For me personally, theme is one of the most important elements in any story, and these are thematic ideas that I've always wanted to really explore, and we are beginning that here with the Huntsman's War. But anyway, guys, that's the basic overview and introduction for the Huntsman's War. We've really only scratched the surface here. I'll make some more videos about this going forward as we get closer to release. I also want to start making some more lore videos so that you can dive into the world of Asalka before the book even hits shelves. I've got the first one scripted, it's right here. I will be making that shortly, and I hope you'll enjoy. But anyway, guys, that's all for now. I'll post an update video here shortly. There's been some new developments with Huntsman's War that I want to share with you. And until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.